Oh, hey guys, BFM here, coming at you hot. I had a really cute bunny video lined up for you today, but my internet just died for some reason. It's 2 a.m. You can see it's trying to load up that YouTube video, but it's just not going anywhere. So you're gonna have to deal with just this frame. Still a very cute bunny, but it's not moving. Anyway, so on E4, which is the Elite Forum, Pokemon Forum that I go to, they're having a thread where people come and they post a story or something. And instead of writing my own story, because I'm lazy, actually this took a lot of work anyway, so maybe it's not even laziness, but I just didn't want to. So instead I'm going to tell you a story that I didn't write. What I have here are some Japanese manga. They're called the Natta Wake, as some people call them. But if you're a real weeaboo, you call them the Natta Wake. These are manga from probably like the late 90s, I would say. There's 6 of them. I have number 4, 5, and 6 here. And yeah, they're Pokemon related. So I have this one here. We can take a peek inside. Those are not the original seals, just if you're wondering. And inside all these manga, they have a special, like, kind of old back promo card. This one is the Hoppip. And yes, it's still sealed, it's still in there. So each one comes with their own card. This one comes with a Sunkern, this one comes with a Pikachu. I'm not going to bother showing you those ones. Yeah, let's just take a look inside. So Himeno is the one that does the artwork for this. She's like the illustrator for a lot of the jungle cards. She's illustrated herself there, illustrating. Very meta. Although it's a trainer, not an illustrator. The first page of these manga is nice and colorful. We have, so each manga is broken up into a series of chapters, and each chapter tells you a story. And the neat thing about this manga, if you collect Pokemon cards, is that, let me just find an example, is that then each chapter focuses on a single, yeah, when I'm trying to find it, I can't find it. Maybe I'll show on the back. Okay, yeah. It focuses on a single Pokemon card. Aha, okay, there's one. I saw it. So yeah, so this one's the Magikarp story. And then this one, Himeno actually illustrated that card for the Team Rocket set. And she's telling the story of how the card happened, or like the context of the illustration, which is probably made up after the fact, but nonetheless, it's still kind of interesting. And so today we're gonna look at one of these stories. We're gonna look at the one whose card is here. So this story is supposed to tell the story of this Hoppip card, which is not a real card. It's just a printout because I didn't have the card on hand. But it's from Neo Discovery. And it shows the 3 Hoppips, and again, it's illustrated by Himeno. Yeah, so this is like the original illustration. And then to complement the story, this is again, a printout, because I don't have it on hand, of the promo card that is in the back here. And this is actually, there's context in the story. So basically the story explains how this card happens, and this promo came along. You'll see why as we go through this story. Yeah, so one thing about Japanese manga, whatever you want to, it depends on how weeb you want to go, is that unlike Western books that are read like this way, they're read in reverse, and the comic order is also reverse, but you don't have to worry about that. I'll be your weeaboo guide today. I don't know any Japanese, so yeah, let's start with the disclaimer. I watch anime, so you know, I know the occasional word or two, but I don't know anything about the characters. And so Google has a translation app that you can like kind of scan the text, and it'll give you a rough translation. And it's really rough. Sometimes it's helpful, sometimes it's not. So I'm just I read through the story many times. I tried translating every piece of text, so I have a good idea of what's happening. But 1, I'm going by memory, and 2, I have a little bit of notes here, but I'm still going by memory. And 2, I don't fully 100% understand every word, so I'm just gonna kind of make it up as I go and just suck it up, okay? And to give you kind of context on how well Google Translate does, here's the title of this chapter, chapter 30. I've translated it a few times, and every time it gave me a different meaning. So one of them was smiles that calls happiness of Hanako. And Hanako is the Hoppip. Another title translation attempts calls it Laughing Man Calling Hanako. Another one, Hanako's exclusive real face. Here's another one, a real smile calling for the happiness of Hanako. I like that last one. We're going to go with that one. Yeah, so you can see like how variable these translation attempts are. So our story starts on a windy day. And we actually start directly with the card. So here's the context for this card. We're starting with the 3 Hoppips already. And that's what she's showing here. And there they are. They're playing around in a windy field, as the card would suggest. You can't really see the wind, but you gotta assume that it's there. And my internet kicked back on. So we're back in action. Our 3 Hoppip. And this one says something along the lines of, they're tired from playing in the wind. But then suddenly, a huge gust of wind swoops up one of the Hoppips far in the distance. We're flipping to another location. Here we're in a cave, and there's something very ominous in this cave. It's a Gengar. For the spoiler, you see the Gengar stepping out of his cave, all smiling, evil looking. Dun, dun, dun. He goes to a riverfront and he says, "Nani?" And he looks in the river. And what does he see? "Nani?" He looks. What was that? I don't know. What could it be? "What is this thing?" he says, very shockedly, making up words now. He tries to take it off, but clearly his arms are just too short. And it's the Hoppip, yeah, that landed on his head. Implied to be the one that was blown away here. If you're not following, he's very upset that he can't take this thing off his head. And I think this is actually very cute, because I think the Hoppip, I translated it a few times, and I think this one is actually saying "Mama," and he's trying to figure out how to get it off his head, or what the hell this thing is to begin with. And then we have a Gligar show up, and the Gligar is commenting on the fact that there's a Hoppip on his head, and then I think this is like Hoppip or Hanako, and then he's like, "What do you know about this thing?" And he's like, kind of scared, because Gengar's a ghost, remember, and ghosts are kind of freaky. Come on. And then he explains that he's seen like herds of Hoppip in the meadows before, so he kind of knows what it is. And then Gengar kind of presses on it, like, "What do you know about this thing? What do you know about it?" And the Gligar gets really like kind of nervous and uptight here, and then so nervous and uptight that it actually uses Harden, and that's what that says. He's using the attack, and he can't answer anymore. He's incapacitated. And then Gengar goes, "Nani?" He turns and he looks, and there's 3 Sentret just chilling there, and then they look surprised too. And then he's like, just gives them a mean glare, very shocked. And then he's like, "You guys over there, what the hell do you know about this thing?" And then they're like, we're scared." And then they use rest. I'm assuming, I think it's translated literally to sleep, but it's rest. It is now. You can't get any information out of them. And so in the distance, while this is happening, we see some ladybug fly by, and this is what they see. There's this little like kind of Hoppip speck, and they go like, "Oh, look, there's a Hoppip." They say, "Hoppip." Gengar goes, "Nani?" And then they see what it actually is. It's a Gengar, and he's a ghost, and he's scary. So they're like, and then he's like, "Hey, you guys, what do you know about this thing?" And they're like, they're not really informing him very much. I think this guy says it's actually rare, which I don't think Hoppips are that rare. So this guy has no idea what he's talking about. But they're not helpful at all. And then he's pressing them on the issue, like, "What do you know about this thing? What do you know about this thing?" They get scared too. They're very terrified of the Gengar, because he's a scary ghost. So they use agility, and they agilely escape. Gengar's clearly not satisfied with this situation that he's found himself in. So he walks by a river with some Wooper They're just having fun and chilling. It's like, hey, you guys. And look, clearly, already from the start, they know what they're getting into. The story's kind of like reiterating the same point. Yes, Gengar is scary. And he's asking, what do they know about the Hoppip? And they use... what was the translation? I think it was pretty funny. I don't remember. But basically, it's amnesia or forget. And so they're like, oh, I don't know. I don't remember what happened. Oh, I forget. And then he's pressing them like, what do you know about this thing? And then Gengar has like kind of a revelation here, I think, where he's like, wait, are you scared of me? Is it me? And then they use amnesia again. Oh, I don't know. What's this guy in front of me? And then he's like, no, seriously, answer my question. Are you afraid of me? He's very sinister looking there. I don't think he's helping the situation very much. And he's waiting for a response. And they just say, scary. And he's not happy with this. I guess living his whole life, he's never seen many other people because this is the first time he's realizing he's scary. And so the Gengar, he calms himself for a second. He's like, I'm gonna calm down, understand the situation. I'm gonna give them a nice, happy smile, and maybe they won't be afraid. But clearly, this is the smile of evil, so it doesn't fly very well. The Whoopers get scared away. Gengar, not very pleased with the situation. So he sits down and starts throwing rocks in a pond or whatever. And he's remembering the smile that he just did, I guess. And he's wondering how he's ever going to get this Hoppip home if he can't smile and talk to other Pokemon and gain information. He's not very pleased. So the Hoppip, hearing his cry for help, decides to tickle him, apparently. And the tickling gives him a nice, maybe creepier smile as he laughs, and he says, "Dofu, dofu, 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 dofu." And I tried translating this page for a good 10 minutes, and I still don't fully understand what's happening, but maybe, I think this is maybe his imagination. He's thinking that the Hoppip can teach him how to not be a freaky ghost Pokemon. Maybe he can learn some new emotions other than scary. And either that or this is actually happening, I'm not quite sure. Learning to smile. And then an Apom comes on the screen. Hey guys, this looks fun. What's going on? What's going on? I'm Apom. There's Apom. He sees the Gengar and he's taken aback at the first second. And I think the Gengar's asking if he's afraid at this point. The Apom kind of looks a little creeped out. But then I think he ends up laughing, or I don't even know what kind of emotion that is. Anyway, so at this point though, the Apom realizes the Gengar needs help smiling, being friendly, or not being scary. And so what he says here, I like the translation, let me get it. A smile is not something you make. It comes naturally from the heart. I think that's what he says here. And the Gengar is like, I don't know how to do that. So he braces himself. He warms up his little Gengar cheekbones. And then the Hoppip tickles him. And Apom clearly not pleased. So this looks like frustration, but also laughter. And he says, I think at this point he says, that's not natural at all. And he's not very happy with the smile that was given. He's about to leave. He's about to storm off. But hold on. Here's the Gengar begging him to teach him or help him out. Because he's the only Pokemon that didn't run away. And then the Apom's like, okay, well, I got one last idea. So he does, that's baton pass to a Smeargle. A Smeargle comes on the scene now. And I think the Smeargle's essentially saying LOL here at this attempted smile. And yeah, very displeasing to the Gengar to be laughed at for his attempt. Spoiler. And so the Apom's like, okay, the Apom, there's too many Pokemon at this point. The Smeargle's like, okay, leave it to me. And then he draws a very funny face on the Gengar. And they laugh at him. Jerks, like they put him in that position. He's like, Nani. I think the Apom says something like, people won't be afraid of you now, even if you do give like a creepy smile. And then the Smeargle says something like, oh, I must have overdone it. I should give them voices. Poor Hoppip looks kind of a little distressed. Hard to tell. There's not much emotion when there's a circle and a line. But I think, well, here you go. Hoppip laughs at it too. Ha 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 ha. And then Apom's like, hold on, wait a second. He's like, I got an idea. And then the Smeargle whips out his tail again. And the Gengar's like, what are you doing with that thing? And the Smeargle's like, trust me, dude. And then he's like, one more final touch on this, and whoop-bam. And it's a black and white comic, but clearly that Gengar is red now. And he's also got like the little Hoppip grass attachment that says red. No, it doesn't. I don't know. They're just laughing like, good luck, bro. Good luck. So he's walking along. He's like grumbling to himself, oh, no one's going to trust me now that I'm red. They're going to be more afraid of me. He's basically a walking devil. And then suddenly the wind picks up. Maybe alluding to something that happened earlier. Hold on, there's the two Hoppip. Oh, but they're far away. But they notice something. Cha-ching! Whatever that Solid Snake sound effect, put that there. Something in the distance. They're like, it must be our Hoppip friend that we lost. Ah, let's go. So they Hoppip over, and then, oh my god, that's not what we expected at all. Nani, what do you want from me? Clearly in distress. A giant red Gengar, basically the devil. Nani? Hoppip on top of Gengar's head, very shocked to see his friends. He's like, jumps off the Gengar. Look at that face of abandonment right there. Rejection. But he's reunited with his friend. I'm assuming all these genders, but just roll with it, guys. And or girls. Look at that face right there. All that work, not even a thank you. He's pissed with this. Not happy with his situation. Rips off his ear, throws away his cosplay. The next morning. Or it's morning. I think it says good morning. Gengar wakes up, rested, well rested, doing his normal morning walk routine to the river. Nani! Gives a very ghastly looking smile, actually. And look, oh, they're friends, and he's got all three of them on his head, and he's trying to wake them up, and he's all blushy. Aw, that's cute. And, hold on, let me get the end quote here. That smile, right there. So the end quote, I think that says something like, that's one that overflows naturally from the heart. So he finally learned to smile naturally because of the Hoppips that were brought into his life. And look, now that he can smile, all the Pokemon that were afraid have now come and celebrated with him. Look how happy he is there. And hey, look at that. That's the end of the chapter. And that comic square, whatever it's called right there, looks awfully familiar. There it is, boys and girls. That's how this card always confused me. I mean, always, as long as I've known it, which is probably only a few years. But like, I like without the context of the story, you have no idea what's happening here. Just like some really freaky looking Hoppips. It's like, stop it. It's like some horror movie. If I knew more horror movies, I would make an actual reference here. And I didn't actually know that was a Gengar. It kind of just looks like some creepy shadow, but it also looks upside down. The eyes, I don't know. Maybe he's just looking up at them. But yeah, Gengar is smiling there too, even though you can't see it. So here's the story of the Hoppip card. A Hoppip that got lost and was reunited through the loving support and friendship of a Gengar. That's my story. Peace out. If you guys like these, there's like 1 trillion other stories in here. By 1 trillion, I mean like 5 maybe. But I mean, there's like 5. I think this is number 30, so there's a lot of them. So I can always do another one in the future. That's a very cute bunny. But yeah. Thanks for watching. Peace.